four-cylinder engines aren't what they used to be, they're way, way better.
And considering the goodness of the A4 2.0T's 252 horsepower Turbo 4, the new Turbo 6-powered 2018 S4 must work harder than ever before to justify its premium over the mainstream A4 that slipped by every other car in 0 to 60 mph acceleration during our huge big test comparison of compact luxury sports sedans.
The 2018 Audi S4's upgrades get deeper than just a powerful 6-cylinder engine, and we tested the more performance-focused sedan to see how it compares to rivals from BMW, Mercedes-Benz, Infiniti and, well, Audi in the form of our long-term A4.
I've spent many months and thousands of miles with our long-term A4, a 2017 model with a 2.0-liter turbo 4 making 252 horsepower and 273 pounds-to-foot of torque.
On paper, it doesn't sound impressive, but the engine is hooked up to a 7-speed twin-clutch automatic transmission in Audi's Quattro all-wheel drive system.
The car is always responsive, and even when I'm in a lead-footed mood, I have never felt like I needed more power. The thing is, the Mercedes-AMG C43, Infiniti Q50 Red Sport 400, and others are just as much about emotional wants as they are about practical needs. The S4 adds style, status, and power to the A4's strong overall package.
Under the 2018 S4's hood is a 3.0-liter Turbo 6 that produces 354 horsepower and 369 pounds-to-foot.
Unlike my long-term A4, the S4 gets a conventional 8-speed automatic, and its all-wheel drive system is biased 40/60 front/rear.
Our loaded S4 tester included a $2,500 S Sport package that adds red brake calipers, a sport-focused adaptive suspension, and a rear differential.
The adaptive suspension is definitely harsher than my A4, which uses a now discontinued comfort-oriented version of Audi's adaptive suspension, but the S4's system is still everyday livable. The rear differential can send nearly all of the S4's torque to one of the rear wheels, if necessary, to keep you moving in the right direction if you accelerate quickly out of a corner. I most appreciated the adaptive suspension and red brake calipers, but the value of that package will depend on how hard you plan on driving your car.
Really, the same can be said about the S4, as a whole, especially if you're also considering a loaded A4.
One S4 advantage, not surprisingly, is acceleration.
The S4 hit 60 miles per hour from a stop in just 4.2 seconds, reaching that benchmark speed a full second ahead of our already quick A4 long-termer.
That 4.2-second time ties that of an all-wheel drive Mercedes-AMG C43 we've tested and is 0.3 of a second quicker than a rear-drive Infiniti Q50 Red Sport 400.
The last Gen S4, which was powered by a supercharged 3.0-liter V6, reached 60 in 4.4 seconds. Launching an A4 will pin you to the back of your seat, and the S4 adds to that appeal.
When it comes to the sound, however, there's no comparison.
The S4's engine note sounds more muscular than the 252 horsepower A4, yet it's more subdued than the C43.
Listen closely in the S4 Sport mode, and you might be able to make out the crackle from those wonderful quad exhaust outlets.
Fairly subtle exhaust note, said road test editor Chris Walton after driving the S4 at the track, and as quick as anyone would ever need. But it's such a sleeper, too much of a sleeper maybe.
For those who dig styling that's sporty but doesn't shout, the S4 will be a good fit.
The 4 exhaust outlets, silver side mirror trim, and subtle lip spoiler communicate that the sedan is an S4, as do the available red brake calipers on our $65,050 tester.
The brakes themselves stopped effectively in 60 to 0 mph tests, with a 104-foot performance that was 22 feet better than our long-term A4 and also shorter than the C43, 111 feet, and Q50 Red Sport 400, 105 feet, though an all-wheel drive Kia Stinger GT matched the S4 here.
Where the S4 pulled away from that heavier and slightly slower Kia as well as everything else in its class except the Mercedes is on our Figure 8 course.
This Motor Trend test tracks different driving characteristics including acceleration, braking, cornering, and the transitions between them.
The S4 put in a time of 24.3 seconds at 0.82 average EG, well ahead of the Q50 Red Sport 400's 25.6 seconds at 0.74 average G and the C43 4MATIC's 24.8 seconds at 0.77 average G.
Although not really in the same class of acceleration as those cars, the Stinger GT AWD turned in a time of 25.2 seconds at 0.77 average G, and our long-term A4 clocked in at 26.3 seconds at 0.69 average.
Testing director Kim Reynolds called the S4 a heck of a car and appreciated that, on the Figure 8 course, the Audi had good body motion control. "What I like here is how you can rotate it and slightly drift the tail out on exit," he said.
It turns in well, not great, but well enough, but then you can adjust it with throttle. That's helpful info on a sporty car like this, especially if you plan on tracking your S4.
Even so, this isn't a full-performance sedan such as the C63 or the RS4 model sold in other markets, so if most of your driving involves trudging along in traffic to work, you'll appreciate the S4's sharp interior.
The $500 carbon fiber trim looks great, as does the virtual cockpit digital instrument cluster and the crisp graphics on the head-up display.
I also find Audi's MMI infotainment system easy to use, though it can initially take a little time to find semi-hidden control pages such as the one to customize the dual-color interior ambient lighting as well as the page that updates the custom drive mode, changing everything from the loudness of the engine to the tuning of the engine, steering, and suspension.
It's a great interior in which to spend a commute, and the sport seats with diamond stitching are a huge upgrade in feel and comfort over the base seats in our $52,325 A4 long-termer.
One minor issue we noticed in our tester that needs an immediate update if it affects all S4s, the engine stop/start system has a nasty habit of sometimes turning the engine off 1 to 2 miles per hour before the car has actually come to a complete stop.
I tend to use engine stop/start systems more than the average Motor Trend staffer, but even I turned off the S4's system on our tester.